Okay, so just like that video, circumference, that's kind of like the perimeter of the circle. That's the distance all the way around that circle. So we abbreviate that as just a capital C, the distance around a circle, kind of like a perimeter. The center, like they talked about, the dead center of your pie or your circle. The radius that's the distance from the center, like she talked about. And the diameter, that's the distance across a circle, and it goes straight through the center. Also, your radius is half of your diameter. The diameter of a circle is twice its radius, so we can use this formula. So if we know our radius but we don't know the diameter, we can use this. So D equals 2 times our radius. On the other way around, the radius is half of the diameter. So if we don't know our radius but we know the diameter, we can take the diameter and divide it by 2 to get our radius. Okay, so just remember radius is half the distance all the way across the circle, and diameter is that line all the way across. Then if we're looking for the circumference, so the circumference, that's all the way around. If that's what we have to look for, it's equal to, what's that symbol?
Pi.
Pi. That's our pi, or 3.14, times its diameter, or pi times twice its radius. So 2 different formulas. The first one, if we know the diameter, we'd use this guy. We would just multiply pi times the diameter. And, hold on a second, Dante. And if we know the radius, but not the diameter, we would use this, 2 times pi times radius. Okay, so this will make more sense when we get to the exercises, but for your homework and for the rest of this note page, look back up at these formulas as you need to. So example 1 says the radius. What's the radius? What does that mean?
Half of the diameter.
Half of the diameter. So we know the radius of a circle is 7 meters. Determine the diameter. So they were nice and they already wrote the formula down for you. So diameter, D for diameter, equals 2 times whatever our radius is. So in this case, it's 7. So we're going to say our diameter is 2 times 7. So what's my diameter? 14.
Diameter.
So my diameter is 14.
Yeah. I think I remember this now.
So determine the circumference of a circle with a radius that is 13 inches. Use 3.14 for pi. Round to the nearest tenth. If it says the nearest tenth, that means we just have 1 digit behind our decimal point. And they gave us the formula. So since we know the radius, that's the formula we're going to use. So 2 times 3.14 times 13. So, and what you can do is you can multiply your whole numbers together first. So,
26.
yeah, 13.2 would be 26. Then multiply it by that 3.14.
Couldn't you round it to 3.1?
You can. Good. 81.64, or rounded to the nearest tenth, would just be 81.6. Yeah. Okay, down at the bottom, number 1, determine the circumference of each circle. Use 3.14 or 22 divided by 7. We're going to use 3.14. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So on number 1, did they give us the diameter or the radius?
The diameter.
diameter. They drew a line all the way across that circle. So that tells you that that's your diameter. So diameter is 5. And then let's come back up at the top. What's the circumference formula if we know the diameter?
2R. Or blank R.
C equals 2 pi r.
If you know the diameter, pi.
5R.
Okay, so the formula is circumference equals pi times diameter.
How do you write your pi so?
Yeah.
I don't know. 2 lines and a little squiggly. So 3.14 times 5.
Dang it.
Use those formulas they gave you at the top of these note pages, guys.
Okay.
Don't just guess. That's what they're there for.
Or you could just write pi if you can't do that. That's my pi.
I rounded 15 point.
Good, guys. That's it. So 15.7.
Oh, so it's just 3.
Okay, so number 2, did they give us the radius or the diameter?
Radius.
Radius, how do you know?
Because it's only to the middle point.
Don't you do?
Okay, so they gave us the radius because our line just goes halfway, so r is 8. So look back up at the top. What formula do we need to use if we know our radius?
D over 2.
It shows you're recording this.
Yes, I am. So the circumference, what do we use if we know our radius? So C equals 2 times pi times r. So I'm going to fill that formula in. So 2 times 3.14 times 8.
That makes sense. Is that the? Yeah, that's basically.
Okay, so what you can do is multiply those whole numbers together first.
25.12.
So 3.14 times 16.
6.2.
Is that pi somewhere it says C? 0.2.
So rounded to the nearest tenth would be 50.2.
I think I got number 3.
Okay, so on number 3, what did they give us? Diameter or radius?
Diameter.
Okay, so we got the diameter because our line went all the way across, and we're looking for the circumference. So what's that formula? Let's come back up to the top and look. We know our diameter, so which formula should we use?
R equals D over 2 pi.
We're looking for circumference, so which formula should we use if we know the diameter?
C equals pi. D.
C equals pi times D. So pi times D. So 3.14 times 21.
May I go to the restroom quickly?
Nope, not right now.
I already asked that question.
Cool.
3.14 times 21.
Is it 65.90?
Bruh. 65.90.
Well, yeah, but it's 90.
Good. So 65, yeah, if we round it to the nearest tenth, it would just be 65.9.
Get it right.
So this back page is your homework page.